Greetings from Goblin Valley, Nissedal, Norway. I'm here so you don't have to be. First of all, thank you to all you patrons. It's your fantastic generosity that keeps this channel going. Secondly, this airflow walkthrough of the Tauren RDA from Thunderhead Creations was not planned. I finished my walking stuff ahead of schedule today, so sorry. This walking stuff, yeah, this is a digression. This walking stuff is made of very old birch and very old pine growing high up in the mountains, some ash tree and African ironwood in the center. And well, why African ironwood or red ironwood? I think it grows in Africa. Well, because a neighbor of mine who works in the North Sea on the oil rigs came back with some wood to me, and he explained that in the very first oil rig installations in the North Sea, the foundation for this country's wealth, they used this tree, and it was recovered from the bottom of the North Sea. So that's the history lesson for today. Yeah, the Tauren RDA. This video will contain some drawings, maybe a computer simulation. I haven't decided on that yet, and I will compare it the vape experience, flavor experience between the Tauren, the recurve, and the Njord. Now, you might ask, why compare a dual coil RDA with two single coils? The reason is very simple. This RDA, I consider it unusable with dual coils. It's on a mech. Sorry, on a mech. It's just too hot. It's absurdly hot with dual coil setup in this Tauren. So we'll do that at the end, and I will test a couple of coils in it. So we'll see about the temperature issue when we come to it. Yeah, let's dive down, open it up, and have a look. Like I said to begin with, this is not a review, but this is the pouch the Tauren comes in. And it comes in this metal box, Tauren RDA, Thunderhead Creations, and when you screw this up, the RDA is sitting here. So this is a nice base to keep the RDA standing on when you don't use it. And you get a bag of spares with a squonking pin and some grab screws, some O-rings, and I don't remember if there was a tool in this. Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. It's not important. The RDA consists itself of three parts. The barrel or top cap, it's one piece. The building deck and the 810 Delrin drip tip. Let's put that away. The barrel is engraved. This is the stainless steel version. It comes in at least one different version. And notice these oval shaped air holes going vertical rather than horizontal. The way you close the air holes down is by twisting, and there is a stop tab that prevents you from turning it further, so you turn it just back, like so. This is the build deck, and you can see the insulator going here, so then this one and that one is positive and these two holes are the negative. The airflow channels are located in the negative block on either side. In the middle you have a squonking pin coming up. Or not. If you install the squonk pin it will come up here. So the deck is long and narrow. There is not a lot of room for edges. So my experiences is that this is better for squonking than dripping, but both is of course very, very possible. It will not leak. Mine has not leaked yet. We will look at a drawing in a short moment, but the air comes in here. There is drilled a hole in this angle down here. From the other side there has been drilled a set of I think 14 holes successively up or downwards on the inside. These tiny holes you see here. So a big hole going down here and small holes coming up here. And here you can see up, almost, there you can see up through the holes a little bit. And this steel wire is now coming up through the top holes, as you can see in this angle. Yeah. So this is mainly what is going on with the airflow. It's an upwards airflow. If you wonder where your coils should... your coil. This is not usable with dual coils, I tell you right away. If you want to know where to place your coil, just insert a steel wire or cancel wire, or insert a wire in one of the middle holes, and the X marks the spot of the center of your coil. So as you can see from sort of see from this image, you see that your coil, let's hold this level, should be placed with the center here, slightly above the edge plane of the building deck. This is a very simple drawing. The air from the outside will enter like so. And first of all, there will be a blowback here. That will make a air cushion like so. We have seen this in a lot of my other videos, where you have, I also call it the Kennedy effect. So if this was one opening without the holes, the air would basically only move on this side. But because of this construction, we will see that the air will travel in equal amounts through all these holes. And I think honestly this is the first. That you have an angled opening like this, where all the air comes out of all the total sum of the openings broadly like so. I think that is a first, because this air cushion, if this was a fully opened opening, this would not happen due to the compression of the air. Let's run a quick computer simulation so you can see what I'm talking about. So there you have it. The computer simulation is of course with water, and water does not compress like air do. But I think it's fair to say, and all proxy indications tells me that what you saw is actually the case with this air, with this RDA. and this airflow. Let's talk about something I really don't know much about, but it's called a laminar flow. Laminar just means that there are no turbulence. You cannot use the expression this flow is more laminar. Laminar it is or it isn't. But for our case, vaping is not the science anyway. You can see that with a coarse coil hit by a narrow beam of air, you will see in videos I have made that the air peels off the coil. The broader airflow you have, this flow will try to hold the flow further behind. And that means instead of separation points here and here, you might end up with separation points here and here. And with the flat wire coil, this really makes this kind of airflow all around your coil. Now here I have 3 different RDAs, and it's the Tauren RDA, the recurve, and the Njord. The Tauren and all these now have a stapled framed Clapton at 0.19 ohm. 0.19 to 0.20. Because of the Njord, it's you have to twist the legs, and yeah, you have to do that in the Tauren too. And so there is a slight difference. These two both have the vape cell 21700, and this have 2 of the vape cells 21700. It's not the one you saw me build, it's a new one, brand new one. And it's even tinier and lighter. Yeah, okay. This box with the batteries and the RDA weighs 266 grams. Without the batteries and without the RDA, but with voltmeter and all the contacts and everything, this box weighs 85 grams. So that's awesome. Yeah. Back to the RDAs. Let's start with the coolest. And this is what I love, and this is the vape experience I expect from the Njord. It's really cool, and I think the flavor is great. And it's a bit airy, yes, definitely, but it's not a lot of air coming through it. I'm a bit partial. This Njord is the RDA of my dreams, after all. Now the recurve has a little tiny bit less air than the Njord. Not much, but a tiny difference. It's about 2 or 4 square millimeters in difference. And it's a bit spattery. You can hear that through the microphone. The vape is a bit hotter, quite a bit hotter really, and the spatter is coming through, and you get a lot of juice in the mouth. Now this is the Tauren. And as you can hear, there is no spattering. Just like the Njord, but with a lot of less air, but there is no spatter, or you don't feel any particles of e-juice hitting your mouth, but it's much hotter, at least with this coil. We'll see when we put flat wire in all of them afterwards. So the Tauren, that's the reason I wanted to do this comparison, because the Tauren is almost like the Njord. It's a hot version of the Njord, the vape experience. It's dense, it's warm, it's spatter free, and the Njord is more airy but really dense vape and spatter free. So if you like the Njord but you lack some of the heat, the Tauren is absolutely perfect with the frame stapled. You know, the sequence, I'm just priming ready this flat wire coil. I've broken in the other two, so I fairly know what they're like. The sequence I made this video is like, first I did the intro. Then I did the comparison of the frame staple Clapton wire, because all of these had that wire in them already. It's just a matter of saving work or time. Then I did the breakdown of the Tauren RDA, and you know, there's no. I'm just letting it rest and soak up the e-juice, and no, it's not shorting. So I know how this is with the flat wire from before. The Njord is of course my own creation, and I know it intimately, so there's no surprise. If you change from a frame stapled Clapton to a flat wire in the Njord is basically the same as with a alien coil. Dense, cool vape with the high, lots of the high notes, and yeah, dense vape and huge amounts of clouds and everything. And the recurve, I've also tested that one before with a flat wire. And yeah, there is no surprise either. It's slightly cooler. But here is the thing. I'm mentioning all this because I want to have this initial try of this one on tape, because I'm trying to test a theory here. And the theory is that due to the laminary-ish airflow of the Tauren, I expect better results with the flat wire. The change from a very coarse and irregular wire to a very aerodynamical friendly wire. I expect better results from the Tauren than the recurve. The recurve is still spattery. You still get your mouth full of juice when you drip or squonk it, and it's slightly cooler with the flat wire coil, because you can cool it down more efficiently with the airflow. But the airflow in the recurve is very narrow and pointing downwards. So there's really not much improvement on it. So here goes first try of the Tauren with this broad airflow and a small 3mm inner diameter flat wire. Wow. It's cooler than the recurve. It's almost as cool a vape as the Njord. There's no doubt about it. Wow. No way. You know, sorry. Everybody says this is hot. And with 2 coils, I told you in the intro, I think I told you, it's unusable with two coils in this one. But the improvement is colossal. It's absolutely fantastic. The flavor is wow. I mean, sorry, I'm speechless here. The vape is denser than with the Njord, a tiny fraction denser. And because of the more restricted airflow, you get more of the deeper flavor notes. Yeah, a bit more of the deeper flavor notes. Let's have some fresh juice in the Njord, and no, not nervous, just nicotine overdose. Yeah, bit darker, a fraction warmer and a fraction denser. These 2 RDAs are now my 2 best friends. There's no doubt about it. The flat wire coil in the Tauren. If you have one of these RDAs, put a real flat wire in it and be amazed. Wow! Until next time, see ya.